everybody, this is Brian Cutling with Left in the Field Outdoors, and I wanted to do a video blog with this particular blog on my website, which was titled, Do You Know the 8 Glands of a Whitetail? And we'll be using this whitetail mount to look at the first 4 and talk a little bit about these, and then I'll explain the other ones as well, and I'll throw you in a curveball one as we go through at the very end. So there are 4 glands that I look at that are on the deer's face or on the head. The first one is the nasal gland, which is inside the deer's nose. Obviously, it's the one that's probably used the most because they're constantly checking the wind, checking for danger, all of those different things. The second one is the salivary gland. There's a gland in their mouth. You will oftentimes see a deer come into a mock scrape and put the licking branch in its mouth. It's depositing a scent from its salivary gland. You then have the preorbital gland, which is right here, okay, with the eye. And again, a buck, and I've even seen doe, will come in and take the licking branch and put that branch right in there to deposit its individual unique preorbital scent. And then last, you have the forehead gland, which the whole forehead becomes saturated, okay, with an oil from its gland, and bucks will use it to mark trees. I have pictures of does that we use their forehead as well to mark their individual scent with that. The next 3 are on the leg, starting at the very bottom, between each of the deer's hooves. If you take and you spread the hooves apart, right in the center of the hoof, there you'll see a little hole. That is a gland. That is the interdigital gland. About 8 to 10 inches up the outside of the back leg, you'll see a little tuft of hair. This little tuft of hair, if you look at it, there's actually a hole in it. That is a gland. That is the metatarsal gland. And then the one gland that most people are familiar with is the tarsal gland. Those are the big tufts of hair in between the back legs of bucks and does. And this is where they will rub, urinate, and deposit scent. There's an oily substance called lipids that come out of those pads, and this is where they will start urinating into their hocks and start using those. If you kill a buck, keep those. They're great. Lastly, there's the preputial gland. This is a new one, obviously preputial. We're looking at the gland with the buck for sexual reproduction. There's really not a whole lot of use for it for hunting in terms or so, but those are the 8 ones that deer are constantly using all the time. Bucks also have a gland. It's called the Jacobson's gland in the top of their mouth. It looks like a little triangle. And if you've ever seen a deer lip curl, if they go up and smell a bed, or if you've left a scent down of some maybe doe and heat or whatever, and they lip curl, they're actually running that scent through their Jacobson's gland to check to see if the doe is in heat or in estrus. Therefore, it'll then be able to follow the interdigital gland of that doe to where that doe is for reproduction. I've been using over a year, over a decade, different gland lures from Smokey's Deer Lures out of West Virginia, and he actually asked me if I would write a book on how to use the gland lures. This is my book, Nonverbal Deer Communication, The Power of Gland Lures. This shows you, or will tell you, all you need to know about each gland and how to use them during hunting season, and even how to use them throughout the year. You can inventory deer throughout the year, all year, using mock scrapes and using these things. Some of my favorite ones, obviously, we have Smokey's preorbital, again, from right there. Smokey's forehead, which again is from here. And we got metatarsal, which again is that little tuft of hair on the outside of the leg. Then we have tarsal, which everyone's familiar with. And then I have buck interdigital and doe interdigital as well. These are just some of the products Smokey has for you to bring mock scrapes to life, introduce new deer to your territory, to the area you hunt, and really kind of pick up on what the deer are doing, how they're moving, where they're going. Right now, it's a great way to inventory your bucks that are in velvet. And these are all natural things that you can use. If you live in a state where you can't use some of this stuff, he also has a synthetic. You can check those out. If you have any questions, you can go to my website, www.litfoutdoors.com, and you can email me from there. If you're interested in the lures, you can check out SmokysDeerLures.com. I am a dealer for Smokies Deer Lures as well, and I do have a lot of them on hand. There's a new product Smoky came out with that I'll be going over here in the next few weeks once he gets it up on his website. But I hope this helps with the blog for this week, actually for this month, and you enjoy the blog, and you really look at how whitetail use these glands, because they use them all the time, 24/7, 365 and 4 days a year. They use them all the time. And over the last 12 years using Smoky stuff, I've killed a deer out of a mock scrape 11 of 12 years. And the 1 year I didn't, both my kids killed bucks out of the mock scrape that I made for them on our property up the road. So you're interested in any of these things, give me a shout. Brian Keitlinger, Left in the Field Outdoors. God bless.